Good evening, Twitch. How's it going? It is a. My name is Philip, and it is a beautiful Tuesday evening, and I'm really excited to get some streaming and some video gaming in before a Microsoft Flight Simulator ground and flight session at 8 p.m. Really excited for that. But first, for the next couple hours, we're going to be playing some video games and starting with Halo Reach and perhaps Halo Reach the entire time. Such a fantastic game, and I'm really enjoying myself so far in the Master Chief, the Halo Master Chief collection. Especially as somebody that has not played through the vast majority of the Halo series, really just Halo 3, and even that was so long ago I barely remember any of it. So to be able to have the opportunity to play through the Microsoft Store and actually get that whole collection, to have some of those games, our early games, actually remastered is fabulous. And I'm just having the time of my life right now going through that, to the point where I'm even neglecting games that I really love, like Diablo and Skyrim and other things that I've played before. So we'll hop right into it and get it going and see what we can see what kind of cool stuff we can get into before the Microsoft Flight Sim stream. Zach, what's up, dude? Happy Tuesday, man. Nothing much, dude. Just I had a very chill day today. Very chill. Very chill day. Very laid back. I was gonna have a chill day no matter what, but I originally started off my day with a scheduled IFR student in the sim, and they canceled, and so I really got the day to spend to myself and take care of putting teaching materials together and just like laying low and stuff is very nice. Actually, no, I did. I had a ground session earlier with a student on a weather theory, but very chill, very chill. And I'm really looking forward to tonight's ground. I'm actually kind of curious, like how tonight's ground is going to go, because similar to weather, SRM and CRM is what we're going to be talking about tonight in the IFR ground. And, the flying is going to be really fun. Like, we're just going to go do some IFR flying, maybe do some, call back some of the things that, recall some of the things that we talk about in ground. But SRM and CRM, it's kind of like there's like standalone kind of in one respect, because there's sort of just things that they're like nowhere and everywhere at the same time. Like, they're nowhere really. It's not like flying techniques. It's not really like explicitly like flying techniques. It's not like airspace. It's not regulations and stuff like that. But so it's like nowhere, right? Really, like in flying, but yet it's obviously everywhere, because it starts with CRM and SRM, especially SRM when you're first learning to fly. It's in all your procedures, it's in all of your pre-flight stuff, it's in how you conduct yourself professionally, like whether you're the sole occupant in the airplane or you're taking friends or whatever, or and so yeah, it's everywhere. So it's kind of like one of those things where people either love it or they're not into it as much. It's kind of like weather, where it could like kind of go either way, or regulations, where it can be kind of like boring. I try and make it not boring. I think it'll help to kind of lay it all out in a PowerPoint and to see some visuals and stuff and get some discussion going. But absolutely essential. They're one of my favorite things to talk about, because it's like the human element. It's the human element. It's teamwork, it's organization. It's really, in my opinion, the stuff that matters the most. That without that, you don't have any flying at all. You could study all you want, you could sim all you want, but without that, you're not doing much of anything. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's always like really cool to talk about SRM and CRM to students, because then that's like a really easy filter for like you know, teasing out like what students have like the wisdom and what students don't. Like a student that is just like, yeah, SRM, okay, fine, like just be healthy and like whatever, um, and and all that stuff. Oh shit. But then there are the students that are like totally into it, that want to be like better people and better pilots and stuff, that are you know, totally into it. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, CRM. Oh, had you not heard of? You're gonna really enjoy it, I feel, because you're trying to go, you know, with your dad being already a pilot, and you know, you're trying to head off into that direction. It's all CRM and SRM, and so I'm surprised that you not had heard of SRM. But single pilot resource management is typically what you learn when you're an aspiring pilot, you know, like a student pilot. And it's all of the things that SRM is all the things that you do to you know, stay ahead of the airplane and stay ahead of the process. It's things that you do in a single pilot environment. Oh yeah. So you're familiar, yeah. And then like the crew environment, you know, like the crew resource management is like everything that you would do in a crew environment. You know, call outs and you know, pilot flying, pilot monitoring, openness of dialogue in the cockpit, and freedom of like, you know, safe space, and like freedom of like vocalizing stuff. And but yeah, you know, so I'm looking forward to it. Oh dude, what's the good news, man? What's the good news? Let me know. Let me know if that's actually, that's probably too loud. Ivanksno, what's up, man? Reached out to a charity and landed a right seat spot to get some turbine time in a 208. Whoa. Wait, what? Reached out to a charity and landed a right seat spot to get some turbine time in a 208. No way, bro. First of all, congratulations. That's amazing. I think it's gonna be a really sick experience. I'm super pumped for you, man. And what kind of flying are they doing? What kind of is it transport, or what kind of charity does it serve?
Enemy forces blocking the road ahead.
You know, I haven't really used this hologram. Oh shit. My bad, you guys. Hold on. Jesus Christ.
There you are. Soften them up. That was the cat.
Damn it. You guys like hear the sound effects and you can't see anything. There we go. I was saying I haven't used this hologram yet. They do dog rescue, bringing dogs and shelters to new owners around the West. Oh my god, that's so freaking amazing, dude. You gotta send me some of those pup pictures, yo. That's amazing, dude. I'm so psyched for you, man. That's so dope. What was it? I have to know though. I have to ask. Like, not that it matters really, but did your dad hook that up, or did you earn that on your by virtue of your own, just kind of being cool and your time and that your own initiative? I hope that you were able to score that on your own. I wouldn't be surprised if you did on your own. I want that, you know, for, you know, that just feels a lot better, I think.
Watch out. Taking enemy fire.
New owners around the West. That's really cool too. That it sounds like you're not gonna need to go that far. You're not gonna need to like commute or anything, or are you? Do you gotta kind of relocate a little bit for that? Ivanks, I did not fly today. But I did fly yesterday, which I am so pumped about because the visibility has been absolutely horrendous lately. And I've, for like the last week or week and a half or whatever, I haven't been able to fly at all, and it's just been ground and sim, and like, it's been really rough, dude. So I'm really excited that, you know, it's starting to clear up. It's not completely over yet in terms of the, you know, the adverse, like the visibility, like coming and going and stuff, especially with the evening temperatures, but it's definitely starting to clear up, and it's work withable, as we can say. I reached out to the owner because my dad and I wanted to start doing some flying together. Since he has all the ratings they're looking for, I said yes, and they don't typically have someone in the right seat, but I talked them into it. So a little bit of both, half, but would have gotten it without his experience. I 100%. You have nothing to explain. You have nothing to justify to me. I was just wondering, because I know with a guy like you, like you easily could, and I know that some places just being a private pilot and an instrument student is you know, some places are just, you know, cool with it, if they're not paying you, you know, if you're just gonna sit there and then get the time or something like that. What do they care, you know? Especially if you like maybe know the person or whatever, but that's oh, wouldn't, well, you know, it's all good. Whatever, dude. Whatever. Here's the thing, man, is you still earned it. You still earned it by being resourceful and, you know, seeing opportunities for yourself. And I think there's you still earned it, even though, you know, you might not have gotten it like without the help. You still earned it because you have the humility to you know, go into that and like not get paid or whatever, and it's not, you know, you're not thinking about it so inside the box, like it's then I do my instrument and then I do my commercial and then I can do this and then I do this. Like, you're just trying to find opportunities no matter where, and that's awesome. Hey Phil, no IFR Tuesday tonight. I just did a 5.5 between San Jose and Santa Barbara, back in some solid IMC. Absolutely, it is solid IMC out there. And that sounds like a really fun cross country, and there is definitely IFR Tuesday tonight. Matter of fact, I thought I said that in the title of my my thing here. Halo Reach before ground school. Yeah, Halo Reach before ground school at 8 p.m. But I need to title collection. There we go. Yeah. So there's definitely ground school. It's gonna be really cool, man. You can see on my schedule there is SRM and CRM tonight in the IFR environment. It's gonna be really cool, very essential, and it's gonna be kind of nice, like seeing things like broken down rather than just kind of it being up to you to, like, you know, read about it and like take notes on it and not really have a meaningful discussion about it. It's such a, those are such cornerstones, you know, to the way that we fly safely, and you know, they really accentuate the team nature of the experience. So I'm really pumped. Holy shit! But that's cool, man. So you flew 5.5. So of the 5.5 total, that's San Jose and Santa Barbara and back, correct? Of the 5.5, how much of that was actual? Were you actually in actual conditions in at your cruise altitude? You know, it's one thing to be through, you know, to go through IMC like in the climb and the descent, but dude, when you're up there at your cruise altitude and you're in IMC, like that's kind of hairy, you know? That can be really fatiguing. Dude, I guess I gotta figure out how to get this thing across. It's talking about ordnance that I need to transport. Here we go. That'll work. That will work, my friends. Whoa! 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 See, where's the bastard who was... I feel like I need to take this guy out. Oh shit, there's still somebody in there? Oh, right there.
Fire!
Oh. Can't really, there's nobody to really shoot in there, dude. Okay. I still really like this gun though. So how's everybody's week so far, man? It's Tuesday. Everybody's week starting off strong, I hope. Whoa, wait a minute.
Noble, you've got a
Mother.
situation.
We can get past this, sir.
No, you can't. Not without help.
Commander, you don't have the firepower.
How's the volume for the in-game, you guys, by the way?
Solid copy. Hit him hard, boys.
You're on your own, Noble. Carter out.
Let's see here. Your Monday for work isn't until Thursday, so it's still the weekend for me. Bam.
Let's go.
I love this guy's helmet. So it's the weekend for you, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, so you've been hanging out. Dude, I don't have a student, I think, until tomorrow noon, and he's probably gonna cancel, so I'm gonna get in touch with him, but oh shit, I'm like out of ammo for this gun. Point is, dude, is after the sim session tonight, DCS, baby, let's do it. I want to learn through, I want to do some more tutorials. I want to do navigation. I want to do, yeah, dude, like navigation. I want to do like definitely TACAN, tracking and intercepting, and maybe GPS, like waypoint stuff. Landings, of course, are always good. Shit. Damn it. You guys. I was trying to do TACAN approaches in IMC earlier, and it's incredibly hard. I bet you'd have a much easier time. You know what? Damn. You are extremely good, though, at your control with that airplane, so that fucking makes me nervous. I'll tell you right now, though, one of the things I left off doing, like before I was, before I kind of stopped doing DCS for a while, was TACAN navigate. I actually did no dogfighting and no attacking at all. I did only navigation, and I learned, I was doing night landings. I didn't know how to turn on the lights on the boat, and I was doing landings in the pitch black. You know, you know, the moon was out and everything, but I had like no lights coming down to the ship. So, and what I was doing was I was doing the full case 3, and it was working out. Like, I definitely understand it. You know, the whole like Angels 10, and at what, like 25,000 feet or something, or I forget what the rules were or whatever, but you know, the whole 9 yards, you know what I mean, when you're doing the inbound, the hold, and then the descent profile, like the actual correct profile, and then switching up the, you know, for the DME arc down at the bottom there. And it was working out. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I'm probably not going to get to, like, anything hardcore tonight, you know, but I do want to remember, like, learn how to use that TACAN. You know what I'd like to do, actually, is get, you know, really focus on the F-18, even though the F-14 is, like, you know, it is ideal, like, idealistic, like, to learn a very complicated airplane, which would be super awesome. I think going back and forth, you know, is possible, but I mean, I really want to understand the F-18, just like military, like fighter jet. I think it's a great fighter jet to high performance, but like very predictable and stable airplane to learn, and just get familiar with DCS, you know, and the different missions. Like, I want to kind of start dabbling in like the actual missions, and getting familiar with the actual battlefield and ATC, and you know, that kind of, there's just so much to it that to get acquainted with. Like, I'm totally fine doing the F-18, you know, and when I have a better understanding of what's going on, then, you know, you can focus on the airplane only, on the F-14 maybe or whatever. But yeah, I can barely do a case 2, so I don't think you'll have much trouble with it. Oh, I see. I don't remember it being that involved, though, so that's what I'm kind of hesitant on. I'm like, was I maybe not, you know, I just remember turning it on, tuning into the right channel, making sure that it's on the DDI, and that, you know, with the course knob, or with the course switch, you know, getting the right course down, and I don't know, you know, just monitoring the descent profile at the certain key points. And then, you know, yeah, I don't really, so it's kind of making me like second guess myself a little bit. Maybe I didn't have the whole picture, but we'll see. Should be fun. What was the when you say, I only know case 3 was that extreme situation. What was case 2? I don't even know what that refers to. Is that like the what type of visual, like, condition, like limitations are there or something? I even forget that. Like case 3, I mean, I know is considered a sole reference because it's nighttime and or really bad weather. But so what is case 2, like marginal VFR or something equivalent? It requires instrument to the carrier, but visual up close. Oh, I see, I see, I see. I see. Yeah, I'm trying to get on your level, dude, with the air-to-air refueling and stuff. Goodness me. That was so cool that night you sent me that. Resolution on my VR headset isn't amazing either. Yeah, that doesn't sound helpful. Awesome. Isn't amazing either, so it makes it really hard to see the ball when on final for carrier. Oh, because the ball, is that a visual, that's an indication on the aircraft carrier, right? You're actually looking at the ship for that, if I remember correctly. Woo! Shit! Yeah, it's like a VASI. It just tells you if you're, on the right glide slope. Yeah, I gotcha. So it's really tough because... Man, okay. Yeah, that's I remember seeing that. The ball is extremely, like where the Pappy is like 4. The ball is like a ton of them, right? It has like a ton of lights in the vertical to tell you. Yeah, and especially with things occurring so quickly, imagine it's, really, really critical that you be able to see that and make timely corrections. I've seen guys or pilots on YouTube, DCS and in real world, that are just doing like insanely precise controlled descents on the E bracket and the TACAN, like basically the localizer and the glide slope and stuff. Like, whoa, dude, how are you even doing that? It's like magic, dude. All right. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. I know I've been playing video games a lot lately, and it's cool to have a streaming, like a channel where, you can do whatever you want. But I know that a lot of people that watch my stream are like pilots or they're simmers and stuff and not really into video games or something, which to me baffles me. I'm like, wait, what? Like, sim is a video game, it's essentially a video game. It might be more or less, depending on what type of sim you use. It's like an accurate video game, but, But anyway, it'll be cool tonight to get back to sim and then, and then get some DCS in and some hardcore like flying in, like some solid flying in tonight.
I got him. In position.
Spartans,
Mine.
dry docks through that structure across the way. Punch through. We'll back you up.
Couldn't you say that you're partially a pro gamer because you get paid to teach people in actual FAA certified sims on top of flying in real life as well? That's funny that you say that because you technically could. You actually could. In fact, one of my Instagram posts was about that. Was about the role of a simulator. I had just like finished a session with an IFR student or something in the Redbird, and it was about the role of video, how video games could be literally life-changing, as they definitely were for the instrument student that I was working with. And obviously it was tongue-in-cheek because it wasn't like Call of Duty or whatever, but it was cool that I was basically flying, helping a IFR student log simulated instrument time duel in a FAA certified video game. Absolutely. I do, and I'd really appreciate your input too. By the way, any input that you might have. Where I am thinking about like early drafting of a PowerPoint presentation, and not necessarily speech writing. Like, I don't think I would need to write a speech for this if I had a PowerPoint to just kind of talk through. I think it'd be more natural or whatever. But for Oshkosh and SimCon, like we were talking about before, your input on like maybe things to talk about, or like what you think would be interesting, or because you got to have like what the spread maybe should be. Like, I know there's obviously some background that people are gonna want to have to like, whoa, like what happened. I knew I saved this gun for a reason. Shit, you know what? You go around the back, dude. Oh shit. You have a rough idea already that you want to talk about other than your background? Yeah, like I would say, like, depending on the audience, and what I would do is make the same presentation for both SimCon and Oshkosh and have the message be the same. But I'm down to make a couple different presentations. But pretty much what it would be like background, and then the role that the sim played in my in different phases of my training, and how as I went through my training, the sim meant more and more and more to me. Private pilot, and yeah, you know, like private pilot is just basic flying skills, and one of the things that I connect with the sim and my private pilot is when my prosthetic arm like broke, I was fairly prepared to respond to that in flight because every time I simmed, it was without my prosthesis, you know. And so my mental preparedness was like there, or like my instrument training is very, very obvious, you know. And then around my commercial, I was employed by a college to run a simulator lab where, you know, private pilot students that were taking the course were able to, you know, have a lab component in the sim. And that was my initial exposure to teaching, actually, in the airplane, because I was able to sit side by side with those students and work with them in the sim and demonstrate certain things in the sim, just like you do in the actual airplane. So it was kind of a taste into flight instruction and sort of the mistakes that students make, and also the mistakes that I make, you know, that instructors make, where you're not, you know what you want to say, but you're not really as explicit as you need to be. And just stuff like that. But I don't know, like, I definitely want it to be less about overcoming adversity. Like, that's kind of what the overarching thing is, but I don't want it to be just about that. I feel like that's really easy. Like, I do really want it to be informative for pilots about the role that simulators can play in your training, in proficiency, like currency versus proficiency and stuff like that. Oh, so the overall theme is going to be not limiting your training to traditional means. That can definitely be it. I think that I want like a I definitely want like a motivational spin to it that is like, the sim can empower you. Like, how can you empower yourself using simulators, and how has it empowered me? And one of the ways that it can empower you is that I know you already know, but you know, I want to emphasize, is like the law of readiness. When you learn to be a CFI, you learn like these different laws of like that govern how students learn and what best practices are when you're conveying information, especially complicated information, to a student. And the laws are principles that govern, you know, how students learn and best practices. So like the law of primacy is really important, and like the way we learn something the first time is the way that sticks with us. So it's very important to get it right the first time when you're a teacher. Or like the law of intensity, that, you know, good experiences, intense good experiences leave a good lasting impression, just like, you know, really intense negative ones do too. But the law of readiness is really important, that like what you are most prepared for, you know, gives you the best fighting chance. And in terms of the law of readiness, like, sim is really powerful because you can envision, you know, the role of envisioning yourself doing something is so crucial. And the thing about the sim is, like, you can do it. You could do something before you actually go in real life and go do it. And what you're doing is you are like actively envisioning yourself doing the thing that you're about to go do, you know, when you're performing it in the sim. You know, but you're doing it in a way that doesn't really require any, like, you know, meditation or anything. Like, you know, you're actively like participating in this. So that's always kind of a cool thing. And I do like the idea of focusing on that, because I think it is commercially like viable to take that angle. Like, I could probably team up with a sim studio to take that same presentation and promote their product. I don't know. Let's see, I think you could say something about visualization, since one of the best ways to prepare for any task seems... Exactly, buddy. Exactly. For any real world way, actually visualize it. I think, you know, stress management, preparation, stress management, you know, these are all things that I'd want to talk about. And, you know, stress management's really important too, where it's like, you know, in the sim, you can, did you ever read, An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth? Did you ever read that? Chris Hadfield, I think it is. Canadian commander. He in his book, it's a great book, and if you haven't already read it, you probably have. Yeah, you would really like this book actually if you read all the way through. He talks about the sim a lot, or at least a fair amount. And one thing that he says is, like, you know, it allows them to work through, you know, scenario-based training, which is great in and of itself, and they're able to work through emergencies, you know, and things that, procedures when things don't go according to plan. And there's a reality there where it's like life does not, you know, go according to plan. So it's cool to be able to go through emergencies in a sim and really, like, prepare yourself for when things actually inevitably do happen, you know. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Just some thoughts. I think, like, I'm open to whatever suggestions you have, like, when you hear of, you know, or when you envision what you would like to listen to if you were in the audience, like, at Oshkosh. And, you know, like, what you would imagine, what you would want to listen to if you were there. You know, I'm totally open to that. Like, oh, dude, maybe you could do it in 3 parts, and the first part could be about this, second part can be about this, the third part can be about this. You know, really anything works.
Taking cover. I got this one. I'm gonna send you all straight to hell.
Visual cues is definitely another huge part as well. Before I start flying, I would follow the landing procedure to get that sight picture burned into my brain in VR, so I know what it would look like once I actually did it. Yeah, I think that goes along with visualization and, like, envisioning yourself doing something. Like, having actually seen it before, you can go do something for the first time and be like, oh yeah, I've already done this. And, like, that state of mind is very powerful to be in. Especially when you're doing something relatively hectic for the first time. If you could somehow trick your brain into being like, oh yeah, I've seen this before. Like, dude, you know, like, that's, now you're not stressed about, oh my god, what's going on, I don't know, you know. And you can just better cope with the unexpected, you know. And landing is very important. And I think, like, more directly to your point, visual cues, you know, a big thing in flight instruction is sight pictures. You know, sight pictures are very, very important, like, for recognizing when something isn't where it should be, and you don't need instrumentation or a VASI or whatever to know, like, for example, like you brought up landing, like, when you're not on a good approach, you know. So the sim can be very, very important for oh shit, you know, for getting acquainted, so to speak, with that sight picture, or with those sight pictures. Jesus fucking Christ, dude, you guys. Yeah, new age chair flying. Definitely. Definitely. Absolutely. Oh shit. Yeah, and I kind of have been toying about with the idea, like different ideas of what the emphasis should be, because I'm kind of torn in one regard, because you know the brain craves novelty, and so like one thing that speech writers will do is present very novel like information or perspectives, but I don't want to alienate people or isolate myself from others' experiences because they don't know what it's like. I can't talk about being an amputee really, because unless I'm talking to amputees, like they don't know exactly that experience, and I think it's focusing on the wrong thing, by the way, But if I focus on the things that unite us, not what's different but what's similar, and just having a unique perspective on what we all feel and what's all important to or what's important to all of us, then I think that would be a better way to go. Even though the more novel thing would be to be like, whoa, like, giving a perspective of, from the amputee's point of view. I think that that might be the better way to go, and have it be about my unique appreciation. Like, where does my unique appreciation for Sim come from, maybe?
Get the package to the pad and get your ass off this plane. I've got your back.
I've been reading like there's a book that I have on writing TED speeches, because that's ultimately what I wanna do, and that's one of the things that they talk about, the value of
Good to
novelty.
see you, Spud. Halsey assured me I could count on you.
Not just me, sir.
They'll be remembered. Cruiser, adjusting heading for the Autumn. Noble 4, I need fire on that cruiser or we're not getting out of here. Do you copy?
I have your window, sir.
Bridge, this is the captain. We have the package. Returning to the Autumn, over.
Copy that.
I think one thing that I'm not really totally sure about, without having really brainstormed anything, is how to actually organize it. Like, I like, oh shit!
I'm ready! How about you?
No.
Lieutenant, get aboard! We gotta get the hell out of here!
Negative. I have the gun. Good luck, sir.
Good luck to you, Spartan.
Yeah, like how to organize it. Like, I like a part 1 or act 1, act 2, act 3, or like part 1, 2, and 3, and like each part having a point. Like, what's a cohesive point? 1 obviously is background, and then I don't know, like 2 maybe like I don't know, dude. Like, I'll have to like give it some more thought, but how to segment it, and kind of flow chart it, sort of. I just want it to be very good. I want it to be very like, and the other thing is I have to actually get in touch with Oshkosh and see what kind of time slot do they normally. I've never been to an Osh before, unless like what kind of time frames they're giving their speakers. Is it like an hour, or is it like 20 minutes, or like what is it? And then I'll base it on that. Same thing with SimCon. My mentor was a guest speaker there, so for that I could ask him. He was a guest speaker on the last one, so he'll know more. Then again, he was like a main keynote, so I don't know. They're probably gonna give him more time, but. I think you talking about your experience as an amputee is a perfectly okay thing to focus on for the majority of the time. I don't think anybody would feel alienated. Yeah, you think? That's insightful. That is helpful if you really, you know, if that's what you think. I definitely don't want that, you know. And I think, you know, I'm not going to avoid talking about it. I think it's helpful what you're saying, because I don't know in what proportion, you know, or... Certainly, I don't want the emphasis to be like, hey, you guys, like, I did it. And you know what? Like, a big part of me is super frustrated with things that are like, if I could do it, you could do it. I don't know. It just seems very... eh. So, I want to try and stay away from that kind of talk and just talk to them normally and, like, substantively, like, you know. And the sim is something that really, like, unites us, I think. And so when I talk about my my condition there, maybe how I do certain things in the airplane or what, you know, but, you know, that's the thing, is like talking about sim will be where I've learned a lot of the different things that I know how to do. Shit. Oh, shit. I think that you would relate it to regarding your experiences in a better way to fly in general. Not so much that you triumph, but what you learn could help people. Exactly. That's what I was trying to, like, I was like kind of struggling to like put it together. It's like, they're just things, and that's how I teach. That's how I flight instruct, is like I teach from a standpoint of, no, I only teach things that other people can also do that I maybe have to do because of my condition. Oh my god, wait a minute, what the hell? Dude, what the F, bro?
Crack those shields. Steady, Spartan.
Oh, I gotta hold it down. But yeah, exactly, dude. Just like from the standpoint of whoa, people doing things that you know, that I've learned, you know, utilizing trim a lot more, or maybe more intelligently, like about, you know, trim usage.
Good gun, Spike. All stations, brace for cast-off.
I think, you know, talking about a unique perspective on, like, you know, maybe that could be part of either the first segment or the second, would be like techniques, like actual flying techniques, and then the third one really focusing on the sim and the role that the sim has played in the different parts of my training. Maybe that's one thought, because really, like, things that I've learned by adapting over the years to flying with one arm, that there are techniques that I've learned in the sim for sure, but I think they themselves need to be discussed. And just things like, you know, not fighting the airplane, utilizing the stability features of the airplane, utilizing power and trim a lot more, and you know, single pilot resource management, honestly, and staying organized. Like, you know, with one hand, like, I have a unique appreciation for being organized and how fast you can be when you're organized. Or the concept, like, one thing I tell a lot of my students is, like, who want to rush to go faster. I'm like, I keep telling them, like, in flying, we go faster by going slower. And I think that that's something I've learned at a unique appreciation for as an amputee, you know, coming out of the spinal cord injury, like relearning how to do things like in life. you know, I've had to go faster by going slower. That the faster I tried to do things, shit would just break or just not work out, you know? And flying is a lot the same way. Like, you have to go slower and complete a task before you move on to something else. Or at a minimum, at least do, you know, put something in motion that you can leave for a second. Oh shit, Halo. So that would be interesting to kind of have part 2 be like the things that I've learned over the years and have that open discussion. And then part 3 could be like really just sim oriented, the benefits of sim that I've found and whatever, you know, maybe that's one way to do it. Having both hands allows you to be sloppy. Yeah, a lot of the time. That's a good point too. You don't know, like, when you really have both hands, like, you don't know all the little micro correcting that you're doing and stuff. That's so true. But if you keep on top of everything, you can make your flying better and safer, something along those lines. I think so. And like, you know, a lot of the gurus, like Stowell or Butcher or Machado, these guys are like talking about, you know, the value of hands-off flying. And so, you know, I can definitely speak to an already established norm and an established ideal, like in flight instruction, like where you're trying to get your student to. And having, you know, it's cool to have a unique perspective on, you know, a technique that agrees with that established, you know, method. But for me, it's like out of necessity. It's about time that guy hit me. There's a really big part of me that wants a segment in there about, and I just don't know if I could do it because it might deviate too much from the you know, I want like a focus. I want the whole like presentation to be focused. But there's a really strong part of me that wants in there about like, you know, I've been reading Jocko Willink's books. I finished Extreme Ownership and I'm reading Dichotomy right now, and every single thing in those books resonates with me, and I would love to, I hear things that he's talking about in flight instruction all the time about leadership and accepting responsibility and, you know, so I want something in my presentation about like leadership. Captain mentality, you know, was a big thing for me in my training that my instructor instilled. I just don't know where that would fit in. I don't know, you know. Maybe as like thoughts to leave them with or something, you know. I don't know. Like the whole thing could be about, oh shit. Wait, what the fuck? Look at the cracked glass. What the hell? Dude, I'm like sucking right now, dude. I'm like right in the middle of the open. What the hell? Whoa. Oh my god. Yo.
It didn't take long for Reach to fall.
Jesus
Our enemy
Christ,
was
dude.
ruthless, efficient.
Such an emotional
They weren't
game.
moving fast enough. For you had already
Just amazing.
passed the torch, and because of you, we found Halo, unlocked its secrets, shattered our enemy's resolve. Our victory, your victory, was so close. I wish you could have lived to see it.
Right? Katie.
Your body, armor, burned and turned to glass. Everything.
Dude, I don't
Except
know, you know?
courage.
I don't know. You're yelling
That
at me.
You gave to us.
I don't know. Sorry, I'll
With
like turn it
We
down.
can rebuild.
I don't know. Is the mic too loud, by the way? Testing, 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 testing. Too loud? Mic is good. I don't know, Katie, you're yelling at me. And I don't, like... I think I beat it. Dude. Katie. Dude, here we go. Oops. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Wait. We just beat, we just beat Halo Reach. So we gotta party. Dude, that was a dope game, but Katie, that's super funny because you just tuned in and that was the end of that game. So, exactly, yeah, Zach. Ah, dude. Yeah. Damn, presidential, dude. I've been thinking about you, man. I'm wondering how, like, it went, you know? I'm wondering really how it went. And you can, like, you could DM me if you're not, you know, if it's, like, if you're not comfortable. But, damn. Are you fucking serious? Dude. Presidential. You know what? Can you... I love it, brother. I love it, brother. That is amazing. That is amazing. Damn it, man. I am so thrilled, man. Whatever that even means. Whatever that even means, man. Like, I'm so thrilled for you, dude. And, man, that's epic, bro. Epic. Yeah, power to you, presidential. We need to get together soon and fuck sim, dude, and fly. Zach and I were talking extensively about sim. It's fucking still in my mind. We got to get together and fly. In fact, dude, we should do a sim and fly in real life. We should do a celebratory flight. You know what? Let's see, man. Are you what are you up to? Do you have availability? Do you want to try and fly this week? Should I try and like book a plane? What do you think, man? What do you think? You let me know. Let me know. I'm going out of town this weekend for wedding venues. Oh man. So that's the real reason why you had your surgery. You're just trying to like steal the show, dude. You're trying to steal the thunder at the wedding, dude. Such a selfish guy, dude. Next week I go back into work for the first time in 2 years. Oh my god, dude. I'm so pumped, man. That's gonna feel amazing. You go back to work, dude. You had success. You're gonna go back to life like they've been waiting for you at work, man. I'm sure that you guys are probably gonna go out and go out on the town maybe for a little bit to celebrate. They're gonna love having you back. Super fucking cool guy, dude. I know I'd love to have you back at work, man. So I'm pumped. I'm super pumped, man. You've been on my mind, dude. The last I haven't heard in a little while, So I'm so relieved, man. I'm so jazzed, man. I can't even tell you. Damn. Now, so Zach, yes, I do. To answer your question, I do see how the game tied in. Yeah, I was a little nervous about that one, but no huge complications since yet. Oh, dude, listen, I can't, I can't imagine. I can actually empathize. I bet you were nervous. I know, I have some experience going into surgeries with a lot of uncertainty about the outcome and if things are ever gonna be good again or whatever, but I mean, and yours is definitely gnarlier. Yours is absolutely gnarlier, but I will speak to what little I can speak to with respect is going into a surgery that is I went in with two of my major surgeries after my spinal cord injury were clinical trial in nature. They weren't experimental, but they were clinical trial and experimental, I guess, in nature. But I mean, because of just the degree of uncertainty, I can speak to the anxiety or the fear or even the anger, or the unsettling nature of going into the surgery, and you're trusting these people with like you just met. Do they really have my best interest in mind? Are they really asking me what's important to me, or are they really being open with me about what their capabilities are, or what, are they being open with me on their degree of uncertainty? Are they in tune? Can I trust them when I'm asleep and under the knife, to do what it, helps my fighting chance for any recovery for whatever is ahead of me, when I wake up? Will I be worse? Will I be worse off somehow, when I wake up, and the anxiety of not only that level of uncertainty, but also it's stressful physically on the body, to have surgeries. You're talking about this multiple this is your fourth one, and I completely identify with that as well from a physical standpoint, where it's I don't know the times of, I'm assuming these are taking a long time, and therefore you need a lot of anesthesia. You get fucked up when you're going in and out of major surgeries like that. And I bet you're getting more fucked up than I was. I was in a major surgery every year, but I mean, I'll bet you, you're maybe even more frequent than that. Man, bro. just gnarliness, man. Just gnarliness. Bless you, dude. And still, we all have so much to learn, like, from you, man. Like, in terms of just being, you know, thankful. And I think, not that people aren't, but I'm just saying, like, you know, we just all have so much. I know for me, speaking about me personally, not anybody else. For me personally, still here. Fuck yeah, dude. So much to learn from people like you about what it really means to be, like, you know, pressing forward and seeing the good in life and making the most out of our time, however long that is. And you know, I'm not religious, but yeah, God willing, that's a long time, you know, as long as possible, certainly. And the ability to press forward and deal with the adverse effects on our psychological, on our psyche, you know, like to this, you know, the strength to deal with that weight, and to work through that weight on our backs and on our minds, to move forward as positive people that still see beauty in life and can still be positive, you know, beautiful people. You know, I just think that's really what it's about. And it's not my it's not about, you know, any other moment than the present moment, and what we making the most out of right now. You know, the gift is that we're going right now, you know. And I think that it's really easy for us to, like, get caught up in, like, well, what's gonna happen? What if this, and then what if that, or even in the past, you know. I know, like, oh, this shouldn't have happened, and if this hadn't, then this would have, and then things would have been different, and if only this. And there's only anger there, you know. There's only anger and resentment there. Nothing constructive. And you know, I think that I know for myself, having struggled through those things, both the future and the past, and lacking presence of mind, you know, just trying to get some control over it, you know, because if you're angry about something, and if you can assign blame to what happened, or, you know, if you're freaking out about, well, if this happened and then this, and then I can do this, and then what if that happens, you know, all of that mapping and assigning blame and whatever, it kind of, like, gave me a feeling of control that I felt like I was lacking in the present moment. You know, in the present moment, you had no control over what was going on, because the spinal cord injury, in my case, the spinal cord injury was so severe that, like, even the doctors didn't know what the fuck was going on. So what the fuck was I supposed to do? You know, I had no control, and I was like 17 at the time, or 18. You know, I was 17 when it happened. And so when you lack that control over your circumstances and your medical condition, there's a weird comfort that comes from the, you know, obsessing over, like, the what's gonna happen and what could happen, and then I'll do this, and what if that happens. Even if you're freaking yourself out, you know, you're still kind of controlling, like, oh, you know, what you're tripping on, you know, even though your mind's really not controlled. You're fucking all over the place. And then you're in control, you're feeling in control, where you're thinking about the past and assigning blame to certain things and feeling angry, and you know, you feel in control. These are the only things that you have control over, because everything else is too scary to not have control. But you know what? It's so freeing to just let go and enjoy the present moment, and just see the beauty in things, and just, you know, when you have that second chance to live, and you realize you're able to appreciate that. Because it came much later after my second chance at life, and I had actually third, fourth, and I'm like a cat, bro, like the different things that I've survived, like, over time. But it wasn't until a lot later that I could appreciate that second chance, you know. And once you appreciate that second chance, man, that the smells, you know, are just better, are just so much more beautiful. Each breath is so much more beautiful. And goddamn, you know. So bless you, man. You're fucking awesome, bro. Good for you. Fucking killing it. I got it was a spinal cord injury from a motorcycle accident. So I was on my motorcycle and I was going through an intersection, and somebody ran a red light into me in a pickup truck. And so what happened was, yeah, fucking exactly, dude. I was they ran a red light, and I came off the bike and I landed on my neck. And the way that I landed on my neck, I pulled the nerve roots out of the spinal cord. It was a really, really rare type of spinal cord injury where the tension on the nerves, like, it's like you pulled a plant out of a pot and all the fucking roots just come out. And so it was super wild. Like, and I walked out of the middle of the street after that. I you know, it's a whole thing, dude. But you know, I was sure to remain relaxed through the whole thing, flying through the air. And then when I came down on my neck, like, I was extremely relaxed. Nothing was tense in my body really. And so I think that malleability, like that malleability, and the bendability of my, you know, of my bones and stuff, like, very relaxed, my muscles. I think that's what kept me alive. I probably would have died if I tensed up. So, but from that point on, my arm was completely paralyzed. Like, my arm, it was the nerves from my chest, my arm, and my hand and everything. Like, it was totally paralyzed. And so 6 years went by of surgeries and stuff, and just atrophy and pains and, like, testing, like, dude, the most fucked up weird testing, like, ever, you know, because it's such a rare injury that, like, they really had to do all kinds of weird alien shit to you know, determine what was going on. Thankfully no fucking anal probes though, I'll tell you that, dude. But goddamn fucking close, I'll tell you that. Good pain doc? Not really. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, I know when I was going through my amputation, I went through my amputation 12 years later. And they hooked me up in terms of the beta blockers and stuff. They had me on that, but pretty much, like, dude, it's just the opiates, man, which, holy shit. Yeah, those are addictive. Doy, dude. You take some of those and you're like, oh my god. Super addictive. So, you know, caution there, bro. Caution there. Amount of things I've had. Wow. Yeah, I imagine so. What is that? Is that 10? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 100 million. Only 100 million types. Not a billion. You got 100 million times more than I ever wanted, but not a billion though, huh? All right. That is 100 million, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's only 100 million, bro. If you really didn't want those things, I would think you'd be a billion, but, you know, what are you gonna do? Fuck, dude, that's what I'm saying. That's an awesome guy, man. It's a man after my own heart for sure. Like, that's the way that I had to kind of approach it. You gotta, like, laugh at it, you know? And so, yeah, that's a good time, man. That's a good time. Dudes, you know what? I'm actually gonna switch this over. I'm not gonna start, Halo 2, but oh my god, I'm super pumped to do Halo 2. Halo Reach was sick, dude. Halo Reach was super sick. So far, that's definitely my favorite. Between what I can remember about Halo 3, and having played Halo 1 and now Halo Reach, man, Halo Reach was That was a very fucking cool game. Now, presidential Halo 3, that's what I would say too. I would say that as well. Halo Reach is, or Halo 3, I mean, that's where that's the only Halo that I played. And that was, I was like, oh my god, this is fucking Halo? This is crazy. I never played it on Xbox, on the first Xbox. I got an Xbox 360, and got Halo 3. I was like, dude, Halo's amazing. And I have no idea what the fuck's going on, but dude, this is wild. And yeah, it was a good time, dude. It was a good time. So we'll see. I hear that I've read that Halo 2 is the best in the series, if not Halo Reach. So we'll have to see. And right now I'm just gonna change. All right, I'm gonna sign off real quick. I'm gonna change the title here of the stream, and then we'll get going in the ground here at 8.